Hello, welcome to the Mom series, The Misunderstanding of Multiplicity. This channel is about what was once called Multiple Personality Disorder, or MPD, excuse me, and is now called DID, Dissociative Identity Disorder. I have had a channel out here where I've been looking at media portrayals of multiplicity over the years, historically, and then currently, and all books, true accounts, small film, big film, docudramas, fiction. So beginning with Three Faces of Eve 40 years ago, not much has changed in media portrayals. Even when big and brilliant producers and directors like Steven Spielberg come along, and bright, talented, wonderful producer writers like Diablo Cody come along and get a ton of focus groups of real people living with dissociative identity disorder, or experiencing their life as multiple, or having been diagnosed MPD. Tell them exactly what more so multiplicity is like than what they've seen on TV, and what the typical day is like. Even when doctors, pioneers of the grandfathers or of the past of multiplicity, come along and say, you know, it's more typical that it's this way and not how we've seen it on TV, it still ends up on TV that way. In docudrama, in talk shows, in books, in true accounts, radio shows, it's music lyrics, artists that are performing and singing about it, poets that are writing about it, artists that are depicting it in art form. It comes out the same way. Often a group that is in conflict, that is disordered, that is misbehaving and harming the body, or threatening, manipulating, or bordering on psychotic behavior. And this just isn't the way it is all the time, or most likely. There are a ton of groups out there. As rare as doctors think this is, it is not so rare. It is just that they are not always seeing the over-the-top behavior that they've seen in the media depictions. So when I first came out here, I was very dogmatic about it. I would see different media depictions, and I would, oh wow, that can't be, that's not, no. I don't know any other multiples that behave like that, or they may have behaved that way for a year or so when they were first diagnosed, or maybe a couple of months, or in their recovery they went through periods or times of a little bit of that, but it wasn't every day always that. And I was constantly questioning groups, kind of, can't be authentic, that can't be genuine, that's not what it is. I have learned to stop doing that because it's just not helpful. I'm trying to be much more objective and just say that there's a whole different variety of presentations with people that are multiple. A good definition of multiplicity would just be anyone experiencing their life as being with more than one, sharing their body, time, space, and experiences with others, and the manifestation of those other people with them. So in psychology, it's thought that a dissociation occurs, and that it usually has to do with trauma from before the age of 6 or up to 6 years old, that a child is either severely abused, witnesses abuse, or something traumatic continually, or one or two big times or whatever, they have a trauma, they disassociate, and more than one become with them to survive. So there are some groups out there that present as warriors. They're surviving. This is their defense mechanism. There are others that are very ordinary. It's just the way life is. There are others that it is continually a show of being the victim. They are in a disordered, suffering, stuck, continual abuse situation. They're continually tormented. There's a different variety of multiplicity continuums out there. So we as a multiple community, I know, have been waiting for a broader view of maybe a evolvement of a group getting healthy, or a group always being healthy, or just seeing more of the more subtle types of presentations and operating within this experience. And so about a year ago, I saw that Dr. Phil had on his blog, anyone that is multiple or wants to come on the show that's multiple or knows somebody that's experiencing their life with multiple personalities or whatever, wants to come on the Dr. Phil show, come on the show. And I remember thinking so clearly, oh, God bless the person that has the guts that is multiple to go on the Dr. Phil show, right? And I thought, he's not going to get many takers because he's such a, brass, kind of at times, big talking celebrity psychologist. I thought, I wonder if anybody will go on, And today, the show that aired on Dr. Phil was Tracy and her group. That she was diagnosed with DID 2 years ago. And she is a mother of 4, married, and was experiencing a lot of problems in her marriage. A lot of bizarre behavior of self-harming, mutilation, and threatening, and mood swings that she couldn't understand, and not knowing why she was acting the way she was. And in that time period, she was put on a slew of medication, which I will put up the link of Dr. Phil's show, which has different segments that is the entire show, where Dr. Phil shows all the medications she's on. During her therapy, her doctor, Dr. Peggy Avent, diagnoses her with DID because it comes to light that Tracy was abused as a child and that her mother never knew. When her mother finds out, now keep in mind that Tracy's in her late 30s, she's got 4 children, she's married to Tyler, and is now dealing with this diagnosis of DID. And you can watch it for yourself and see all this. But I just want to give my take, because everyone on the DID support and awareness and MPD and multiplicity groups are talking about the show today. A lot of people are saying, oh gosh, here we go again. It's just the same old. How could Dr. Phil say he doesn't know? What Dr. Phil said, I wanted to clarify that. What Dr. Phil said is, in all of his 35 years of practice, he's never personally witnessed a person actually being DID or multiple. More so, it's been something else going on. And I think that's what he was driving at in the interview, was there's something else going on here. And what I came away from the interview with was a lot of different thoughts that I can't really discuss right now because I got to put it all together better. But because I've been studying a couple of different therapy modalities that look at DID differently, and it's changed my thoughts a little bit about what maybe why some people experience the disorder and suffering of DID all the time and the constant self-harming, and why others can embrace a healthier lifestyle earlier. And what I saw is that Tracy has a group of 5. She has a person in the group that's mutilating and harming and wanting to kill her. She has 2 younger children that are very afraid. And they're very easily able to transition, switch, and talk and be called out by Dr. Phil or called out by her husband, Tyler. And Tyler, they show Tyler at home calling out the different persons in the group, or what professionals call alt, or what I call people. And yet Tracy and everyone in the group is victim to not being able to control what's happening, the behaviors, the self-harm, the blacking out, the not knowing what's going on, the bizarre behavior. Yet they're very much able to control and reason and fluctuate and talk back and forth. So on the DID support and awareness groups and everything, we were all trying to figure this out, like what kind of level of co-consciousness is going on there that the younger children were so easily able to come out and just talk, and yet they have no control in their life to control their life. I think what was a red flag for me, and I'll just wrap this video up, was that she is on a slew of medications, psychotropic medications, Thorazines, Melorils, benzos, tons of medication, and nothing has been ruled out neurologically yet. So Dr. Phil offers to have her go get a genuine evaluation, which I just want to say, for the record, when I was diagnosed in 1986, I had weeks and weeks of MRIs, CAT scans, EEGs, vision testing, olfactory testing, speech testing, IQ, skin and allergy testing, blood tests. And this is what Dr. Phil finally says in the end, is all these different behaviors can go along comorbid with DID, like borderline personality behaviors of self-harm or anxiety or depression or fear. But let's rule out everything else first, all the medical and all the neurological things, and even poisonings of metals, or I'm sure they'll look at the medication she's on too. My feeling was she is a woman that's overwhelmed with being a mom of 4 kids and her marriage. And she's not happy in her marriage. I mean, she comes right out and says, different people in the group say they're not happy in their marriage. So that's what I saw. And I also saw that she has a lot of support. Her mother is caretaking her. Her mother is guilt-ridden for having not noticed that she was abused or know the signs, and protecting her. And the mother is reparenting every person in that group and just caretaking Tracy in the group. And the husband is being therapist to her, and then the therapist is being therapist. So she has all this wonderful support, and I think that was very noted on the show. I wish Tracy, Becky, Suzie, Miss Annie, everyone there, Samantha, well, and Tyler, and I hope you find the answers you need. I hope you will go through with all the neurological tests and get everything done to rule out and find out if it really is DID. And more than anything, I hope that you will all realize that, I know it's easier said than done, but it wasn't your fault. Being abused was not your fault, and you don't have to keep punishing and abusing yourself for having been a part of that abuse. You weren't a part. You didn't make the abuse. Unfortunately, you were there, and I think that's why oftentimes people that go through child abuse continue to abuse themselves for having just been there. And that's all I really wanted to say. And I'll talk more about this video later and put up all the links. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.